What's going on, guys? Sorry I'm late. I'm a little late. The kids home from daycare today. So yeah, kids home from daycare. So we had some issues. We had some nap time and lunchtime battles. So I was just a couple minutes late, but hello, welcome to Jay Lippman Live. If you're new here, my name's Jay, obviously, and this live stream, this whole channel actually is dedicated to helping you guys make better videos. So that's what this stream is about. That's what this channel is about. And it's what I love to do. I love to make videos and I love to teach people how to make videos. So it's been fun. It's been fun. Let's jump into the chat real quick. Let's say hello to some people. Look at that. Timey lives, first person here. That was like, I think I saw that comment like 45 minutes ago. Jelly Duck, how's it going? Chandra Pivo, hello. Hello. Nomad Unbroken, also known as Nomadic Bike, how is it going? Where are we? Indeed, sir. Indeed. Zombie Town, USA, what's going on? Also known as Nova 6 Marketing. How is it going? Lockjeb, hello. Jelly Duck. Did I say hi to Jelly Duck already? I did say hi to Jelly Duck already. Tech Examined. Yes, I know I was late. I explained that already. Judith. Judith Scott. Cute haircut, Jay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I finally didn't screw it up. Usually what happens is I let it grow out because I'm like, I'm going to do something with it. I'm too cheap to like go out and get my haircut. So like I always try and do it myself, and inevitably I screw it up and I just end up shaving it all off. This time I succeeded. So I was very happy about that. I had like the full like fro going on, and I had a wedding to go to on Sunday, and I was like, that just will not do. I have to do something. So that's what happened. Modern Day Tech, hello. My non-traditional life. I recognize that avatar. That is Variety Girl. Yep, it's Variety Girl 1, but I changed my channel name. Awesome. Well, welcome, my non-traditional life. It takes a lot longer to say than Variety Girl, actually. So today, guys, we are going to be talking about video editing. If you didn't see it already, I put out a video on Monday about how to edit faster, and it actually had nothing to do with the editing process. It had to do with the pre-editing process, the organization, the preparation, and all that stuff, which is so important when it comes to editing. Like if you're disorganized going into an edit, and it's especially if it's a larger project, it's going to take a lot longer to get through the edit. You're going to end up skipping steps or just missing things. So the preparation is super important. So in that, in the spirit of that, I put out a video on Monday that details 5 things that I do before I ever actually sit down to do an edit that helps me go through an edit a lot faster. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do that. I actually don't have the link prepared, and I think Tech Examined, if you're still here, if you could snag that link and throw it in the chat, because I am ill prepared this morning. The child, my child, who I lovingly refer to as my hellspawn, just prevented me from being able to be too prepared. So I know from a few live streams ago, like a while ago, a few months ago, I had asked a question, one in a video and then in the subsequent live stream, whether you prefer filming or editing. And the vast majority of you said that you prefer filming. I prefer editing, and I'm going to talk about that. In order to talk about that, though, I kind of have to explain my career as an electrician, which sounds completely unrelated. But basically what happened was I started in the electrical field. I was in the union, and around here, the union primarily just does new construction work. It's all just building things from the ground up. So electrically, most of my job was just pull wire from point A to point B, terminate, rinse, lather, rinse, repeat. Is that how it goes? Lather, rinse, repeat. And that was like my whole job day in and day out. And it was super boring. I'm a puzzle guy. Like I love solving things. I love figuring out what's wrong with something and fixing it. I love figuring out how to put things together. So I ended up leaving the union and going to work for a company that did residential service work. So I was going into houses in DC. So I was going into a lot of like really old houses with really old wiring that were having problems, and I was finding the problems and fixing them and putting the things back together, and it was great. And I think that's why I like editing so much, because I start off with like a bunch of puzzle pieces, a bunch of pieces of footage and sound effects and music and whatever, and my job is to like put it together in a cohesive, engaging story. And I love that. I love putting the pieces together. So that's why I love editing so much. And so I've dedicated a lot of time to learning how to be a better editor. I've spent a lot more time learning how to be a better editor than I have learning how to operate a camera. I mean, I know how to operate a camera, and I'd like to think I'm, decent at it at least, but I've spent a lot more time practicing editing than I have filming. So that's why a lot of the things that I talk about on my channel have to do with editing, because it is what the part of the process that I love the most. So, my non-traditional life, I prefer editing too. Nice. I was going to watch it the other day, but I lost it. That's funny. There we go. There's the link. Tech Examine. Thank you so much. Tech for your needs. Hello, Lockjeb says, I haven't even begun to film really. Well, get on it. Get on it. I love filming. If you guys have noticed, I haven't really gone out and like done any filming outside of the house recently. And I think it's because I've been focusing so much on editing. And also it's like every day that I can go out, it ends up raining. It's just been bad. It's been really, really bad. I'm going to turn this light down a little bit. I feel like that's better. That's better. So Judith Scott loves editing. Yeah, editing is better, says Jelly Duck. Look at that. This time it's kind of flipped this time. Now we got some lovers of the editing process. So I talked in the video about ways to prepare for editing that's going to make the editing process a lot faster. Quick recap of that. It's all about, organizing your footage, reviewing your footage, creating any presets that you can use over and over again. That's 3 of them. There's 2 more. Oh, writing out the story. If you're editing something, especially if it's somebody else's footage, so you didn't see it beforehand, if you write out the story that you're supposed to put together, it'll be a lot easier to like look at your footage and figure out, what goes where. So writing out this story. So where are we? Writing out this story, organizing your footage, reviewing your footage, and cutting out the pieces that you're actually going to use, and separating it from the stuff that you're not going to use. Super important. Gathering your assets. That was number 5. So if you have an idea of what kind of music you're going to have, what kind of sound effects, you just gather those, stick them in a folder, have them ready to go. So you're not in the middle of an edit and be like, oh crap, I need music for this. And then you have to go waste an hour in Epidemic Sound or somewhere else trying to figure out, what sounds you're going to have in the thing. If you can have that ready to go. And that's like the best feeling in the world is like when I go into an edit, I have everything ready. All my footage is where it's supposed to go. All of my usable clips have been separated. All of my sound effects, my graphics, and everything are right there waiting for me to use, and I can just start throwing it together. I love that so much. So, Chandra Pivo, I love editing. Yes, I do. I have a pretty crappy phone for video. Want to either get a Google Pixel or a Panasonic Lumix G7. The G7, I've heard good things about the G7. I've never used one myself. But I've heard good things. Editing is the most I love out of the whole process. Constantly learning to improve my editing skills. Taking online courses, Skillshare, and YouTube. There you go. Leaning towards Lumix. Lockjeb, I think that's a good one. I was going to go get an LG V40 because it has manual settings even on the audio, but it doesn't have good battery life, and T-Mobile said there are signs it is being discontinued. Really? I had the LG V30, And I loved that thing. That was great. I mean, it had full manual settings on video and audio. You could shoot in log on a phone. You could shoot in log footage on a phone, which was insane. Unfortunately, back then I had no idea how to color grade log footage, so I never really took advantage of that. But like I'm like wishing I had that back because I love color grading log footage. My non-traditional life said, oh, wait, we already read that. Judah Scott, I have a hard time choosing the music before having my footage. Tech Examine, I never know what music I'm going to use until I start editing. Yeah. I mean, that's happened to me a few times, but typically what happens if I know the story that I'm telling and I know kind of the feel of the story that I'm telling, I know at least a general, like I have a general idea of what style of music I want. And from there, it's actually pretty simple to pick out music. Like that's kind of my trick is like, that's why one of the reasons why I write out the story that I'm going to be telling, or I write out the video, and I know how it's going to flow and I know kind of the feel that I'm going for. And that way, when I go to pick out music, it's a lot easier. So that's kind of my little trick for that. Real quick, guys, we will be doing Q&A. So if you have questions, there is a link that Nightbot has been throwing around, and it's in the description of this video. Make sure you fill that out. Ask me your questions, and about halfway through the stream, we'll start getting into those and start actually answering the questions. So one of the other things that I think is really, really important, and who was it? I think... Who was it that said it? Somebody said that they love editing and they were just trying to... They were just basically... Well, I can't figure it out. Look at that. I missed some chat, actually. Somebody in here mentioned that they love editing and that they... Oh, there we go. Tech for your needs. Editing is the most I love out of the whole process. Constantly learning to improve my editing skills, taking online courses, Skillshare, and YouTube. And I think that is another thing that is actually highly, highly underrated. I think that taking the time to learn your software, to learn the stuff that you're using, which sounds like common sense when you say it out loud, but you would be like... You wouldn't believe how many times, like, I'll put out a tutorial and people would be like, yeah, I had no idea how to do that. And it's like, learn how to use the software that you're using. It's really important. If you take the time to watch those Skillshare videos, watch the YouTube videos, watch the tutorials and the courses specifically on the editing software that you're using, when you actually go to use it, you'll be a lot better at it and you'll be able to move a lot faster. So I'm all about being able to edit fast without sacrificing quality. And that's kind of why I quit daily vlogging. In the first place, I wanted to give myself the time to get better so that I could get faster after that. So that's that. Oh, Timey Lives is back. Timey Lives is back. Tech Examine. I look till I get annoyed and use that one. I have a phone with the best battery life I have ever seen right now, but the camera is crap. Oh, the Blue Vivo 1. Yeah, I've heard bad things. I've heard bad things about their camera. I'm lurking a bit. Have a couple of things to do, but if you need me, just call. Hey, Judith, I heard we should talk, sweetie. Hit me up. All right. I just bought, I don't know what that is, i16 4K, and it looks similar to GoPro. It's pretty amazing. I don't know what that is, Jelly Duck. I've never heard of that. Oh. Been here for about 8 minutes. There you go. Okay, that's awesome. Oh yeah, look at that. You said hi, guys. All right. So yeah, learning your software, super, super important. Totally underrated. Like actually taking the time, not just diving into your first edit, which quite honestly is exactly what I did. Like I grabbed DaVinci Resolve and I just started throwing things into the timeline, and I quickly realized that I couldn't just do that. I actually need to go back and learn some stuff. So I did, and I'm still learning, but like actually taking the time to learn new things is really, really important. So I love the Canon 5D Mark IV, except no rotating screen. Yeah. Flippy screens, you know what? I'll tell you what. Flippy screens are very nice. They're very nice. They're a very nice thing to have. But I'll tell you what, because I have trouble with actually looking at the screen while I'm recording, I will basically, especially since I do most of my stuff here at the desk, I'll have the flippy screen out, I'll make sure I'm in frame, and then I'll close it to record. And so I can make sure I'm focusing on the lens, and it's made all the difference. But the 5D Mark IV is a great camera. Great camera. I still want that the EOS R though. Photo Finn, what's up, my dude? How are you, sir? How are you? Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K is the same way. My only complaint, no flip out screen. Yeah, no flip out screen, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. The same thing is like, what's the flip out screen good for? You know, like, the only thing a flip out screen would be good for in a non-vlogging scenario for full flip out would be like if you're filming behind you and you want to look like it's good. Or I guess like if you're filming like that way and so you can look at the screen. I guess there are some, but I don't know. It's mostly like for selfie style stuff, right? Like I can't think of anything, you know, else that it would really be used for. Film this week's video. Nice. Me too. Fail attempt in learning. There you go. I like that. Any thoughts on the Sony a6400? Not really. I think that, like, I don't know. It's kind of like, all right, you tried. It seems like it's got great, you know, it's Sony, and Sony actually does have a very good image quality. I know as a Canon user, I'm not supposed to say that, but Sony does have very good image quality. The flip out screen, I think is like, it was one of those like, okay, good try, but maybe you shouldn't put it to where a microphone is going to block it. You know, like you put an external microphone. They basically made it so you have to buy a cage for it, which is, you know, yeah. Zombie Town USA, it's all in the angles. Hard to film that low looking up shot. Yeah, when you can't see your screen. And that's true, but like even for that, the screen that just kind of like flips out, you know, this way can figure that out. I guess you can do more. You can get it farther. And you can do more with it with fully flip out. I could see that. First attempt. There we go. First attempt in learning. Exactly. First attempt in learning. My friend used to call those AFGOs, which is, what's the PG version? Another freaking growth opportunity. AFGO. Which is my personal favorite. My hands suck. Don't forget to hit that like button and share this stream. Yes. Thank you, Nightbot. I thought the Canon 5D Mark IV did have a flip out screen. My non-traditional life. I thought it did. In fact, like there aren't too many Canon DSLRs that don't have the flip out screen. Like mostly it's the prosumer level ones that don't, like the 1DX, the 1DX Mark II, they don't have a flip out screen. The 1DC doesn't have a flip out screen. Oh, that's an older camera. So I'm out of creamer, gonna cry. Oh, that's no good. So back to editing real quick in the chat. Let me know let me know your biggest struggle when it comes to editing. What's the one thing that you have the most trouble with? And I'm asking this so we can like actually talk about it here, and also so I can come up with some more video ideas, because I'm always looking for that. So just checked. It doesn't. I really need to upgrade my camera and scared to buy the wrong one. I'll tell you, get a Panasonic G85, best starting camera that offers so much. There you go. There you go, from Tech Examined, Panasonic G85. Quote by Frederick Douglass, without a struggle, there is no progress. That is very true. That is very true. But really quick, again, let me know in the chat right now, what is the biggest problem that you have when it comes to video editing? Is it audio? Is it, is it like putting the story together in your head so you can have a better flow? What is it? What is it? Rendering in a slow computer. Amen, sister. My hardware. Need to use OpenShot. All others crash. There you go. Editing, storage, space. Hand spasms, cutting where I don't want it to. Color grading correction. There we go. There we go. Color correction. Color grading and correction. That's one that took me a while. In fact, the video that I have coming out this Friday is a little bit related to that. The biggest problem that I had when I first started editing was skin tones. Like, I always struggled with skin tones. Whenever I would start to grade the footage, my skin tones would get all screwed up, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I couldn't figure out how to make it work, and then if I would try and correct the skin tones, it would affect the rest of the grade, and it was nuts. And it drove me nuts. So I actually figured out a way to be able to edit skin tones, get the skin tones correct, get them perfect, and be able to maintain those skin tones through whatever grade that I'm doing. I learned how to do it in DaVinci Resolve. I'm sure there's a way to do it in Premiere Pro and other places, but I don't know how to do it over there yet. So, but that's color grading and correction is tough. I will tell you one thing that it's really funny is, like, we actually were just talking about this in our little Google Hangouts mastermind group, me and Joe and the Michaels. We were talking about how using a gray card actually works, and I was like, yeah, gray cards are like totally key. And then, like, I went and shot a video and totally forgot to use my gray card. I always forget to use my gray card. But little pro tip, pro-ish tip, amateur tip. This right here, my calendar, I can use that for my white balance. In a pinch, if I can't figure out, like, if I forget to use my gray card, but I can use the calendar. Basically, when it comes to color correcting, you want to make sure that you have at least one frame that has something that is a neutral color. So gray, or preferably not white. Gray actually works better than white does. But it's all about, you set your contrast first. Contrast always comes first. Then you set your white balance, and there you go, but I always try and make sure that I have something that's a neutral color in my screen, and that way I can take my little eyedropper tool and click on it, and it's there. It's never, ooh, that was almost bad. I almost spilled my coffee. But yeah, that's, yeah. I almost spilled my coffee just now. Actually, technically, I did spill my coffee just now. Just a drop, though. Just a drop. So, by the way, Fuji beats Sony and Canon. I've seen the Fuji footage, and I'm in love with the Fuji footage. I'd love to play around. I'd love to play around with your camera. That sounds like a really, like, cheesy pickup line. That's like a cheesy photographer's pickup line. I'd love to play around with your camera. Oh, I should put that on a t-shirt. Never had an issue color grading. The person who taught me was good at doing it and teaching how. There you go. I use a toxicity LUT. Nice. Next time I'm gonna try the trifecta LUT. Trifecta is actually probably my favorite LUT out of my 2019 pack. Yeah. So interesting. I was taught to look for white. See, and it's kind of a debate, but like pure white, one pure white's hard to find. I've always found that I can get more of an accurate, if I'm doing the auto stuff, I've always found that using something that's gray is actually more accurate. Yeah, I've always found contrast, but when it comes to actual color correction, gray cards 100% are the way to go. I think that's been my experience at least. So. Tommy Lives, you know I have no idea what you're talking about, right? Okay, so let's go through it because Judith Scott, do you color grade before adding a LUT or after? That's a great question. That is a great question. Speaking of questions, maybe we should go check our form, see if anybody has actually listened to the instructions. I forgot to open my forms. Holy crap. So we're gonna talk about that, Judith, about the workflow when it comes to color correcting, color grading, adding LUTs, all that stuff. We are going to we're gonna look at that. Hey, look at that. Three questions. Okay, so that one's from last week, so that doesn't count. Yes, we're gonna delete that. There we go, Lockjeb. We're gonna do okay, Lockjeb has a very good question. We'll get to that. Let's go with Judith Scott's first. As far as the workflow, Judith, as far as the, sorry, I totally spaced out there. As far as the workflow, it's set your contrast first, and quick pro tip to setting contrast: desaturate your footage. Take all of the color out of your footage, so you're doing contrast with grayscale, black and white footage, and you can get a much more accurate contrast that way. So do that, then bring the saturation back, and then actually what I do is I oversaturate when I color correct, so that way I have more to work with in the scopes. That's a totally different thing. But anyway, I do contrast first, and then I do color correction. And then I do grading. And when I do grading, it's either I'm manually grading everything or I'm putting a LUT on there. And then after I put a LUT on there, I tweak the LUT. I tweak the image to get exactly what I want. So that's that. So, Zombie Town USA, my question has nothing to do with today's topic. That is totally fine, Zombie Town. The Q&A form is kind of an all-encompassing thing. You can ask me whatever I want. I come in here with a topic to talk about, just so I can feel better about what I'm bringing to the table. You know, I'm asking you guys to sit with me for an hour. I feel like I need to bring something. I should bring something that adds value if I'm going to ask you to do that. You know, like that's how I feel. So I always have a topic to talk about, but you can ask me questions about whatever. So that's that. I say that a lot. That's that. I'll follow the rules next time, promise. All good, Judith Scott. That wasn't meant to be a crack on you, I promise. That wasn't meant to be a crack on you. It's all right. The form thing takes a while to get used to, and really, like, it's not that big of a deal now because, you know, it's usually like, you know, 11 to 15 people in the chat, but my, you know, YouTube audience is growing. So as the stream gets bigger, I'm going to need a better way to filter through all the comments because I'm not always going to be able to keep a good handle on the chat. So that's that. So I'm trying to get used to actually using the form. That's actually more for me so I don't, you know, miss anything. Anyway, first question is from Lockjeb, who asks, do you know how to do visual effects in the Fusion tab? I'm just starting to learn. Had the idea to start with how to create a lightsaber effect. Only saw a couple videos on that for Resolve, and they aren't great. My long-term goal is to be able to do the type of absurd comedic editing in Tim and Eric's awesome show. So would love tutorials on that. I can't seem to find any. So, Lockjeb, here's the thing. I know how to do very basic stuff in Fusion. Very, very basic stuff in Fusion. I Part of the reason for that, and part of the reason why I haven't invested a lot of time into learning more, is because I basically edit on a potato and my GPU can't handle complex graphics. Like, it's just that, and that's not just a Fusion thing. That's like, I had the same problem in After Effects when I would try and do stuff. My computer would just be like, nope, we're not doing it. We're just gonna shut you down. We're just gonna go ahead and crash now. Thanks very much. So yeah. Da, 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 da. So yeah. So that's the thing. So like, I can do some basic stuff, but I overload my GPU very easily if I'm doing Judith Scott. Well, I have to go. That was like, I totally got. Sorry, Lockjeb. Have a great day, Judith Scott. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really, thank you so much. So yeah, the thing is, you know, that's how it goes. I would love to be able to dive in and learn more, but I need a better computer first. So the problem I have is I almost never have a client that needs special effects. And that's the other thing. Like, none of the work I've done is called for special effects. I do have a quick little workaround though for some things. I found a website where you can get like free motion graphics. Pauline Newman, hello. So I did find a website where you can get free motion graphics, and I actually, if you guys watch my videos, you'll notice a lot of the times I'll have like that kind of dust settling over my logo and that little, intro, that little like 3-second intro that I do. And that's actually not from Fusion. That's just a free motion graphic that I got from, I can never remember the name of the website. I think it's Videvo, Videvo. I think it's Videvo. But anyway, they have a bunch of free motion graphics, and I just download those, and I just put it on top, in another video track, and I change the blend mode or the composition to add, and there you go. And it's done. And I've actually figured out a way to do some really cool stuff with those motion graphics. I actually have an entire tutorial planned out about doing masking in DaVinci Resolve, and it's going to use one of those motion graphics. It's really cool. Like, if it turns out the way that I think it will, it's going to look really, really, really cool. So that's that. All right. We do have another question or two, maybe. Let's see here. All right, Nova 6 Marketing. Ever plan on doing a behind-the-scenes kind of video for your live stream? Infographics, music, etc., etc. I don't have anything planned. Zombie Town? I guess you're Zombie Town today? I don't have anything planned specifically, but that's a good idea, and I will definitely keep that in mind, to do some kind of behind the scenes, so I show you how I set up for my live stream. I mean, it's very, very basic. All of the stuff that you see before the stream was created in DaVinci Resolve, and it's just, it's all pretty much it's just how to set it up in Streamlabs. Like, that would be the only thing that I could really show you. There's nothing too complicated about it. It'd be a very quick and very simple video. But if you guys want to see it, I have this problem where I just assume something's going to be boring. But if you guys really want to see that, how I set up for my live streams, I could 100% do that. Absolutely. So, I want to get rid of that. There we go. Let's see. What was it? I know I'm a mod and breaking rules, but I'm on my phone right now. That's all good, Tommy. Did you ask me a question? What did you ask me? I missed the question, Tommy. If you asked me a question, I missed it, so you'll have to type it again. See? This is why, yeah, I lost it. I manage different pages. Nova 6 owns Zombie Town, so it just depends on what I'm doing that day. I'm subscribed to you on both. I noticed that, and I appreciate that. My question is, how do I shut off the autofocus on my damn camera? Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. I don't know if I can share my screen. I mean, I'm sure I could. I'd have to set up a totally new source. All right. Just pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you, Timey. This is how you do it. I'm assuming real quick. I didn't ask it at first. I just announced it. Okay. So I'm pretty sure, Timey, don't you use a Logitech webcam for your live streaming, right? Or are you talking about like your actual camera? So, yeah, you can tell me later because there's not going to be time for me to fix it anyway before my stream. I mean, it literally takes 10 seconds. If it's for your live stream and you're using a Logitech camera, then it takes 10 seconds to do. So, because I mean, really all you do is you double click in your sources, double click on video capture device, and then you'll hit, yeah, Logitech. Okay. Double click on your video capture device, and then you want to hit configure video, and all of your camera settings will open in a pop-up, and you just, anything where the auto box is checked, uncheck it, tweak the settings to where you look the way you want to look, and you'll be good to go. And that's it. That's how you do it. And that way, if you guys will notice, like, usually if you're using a webcam and everything's set to auto, if I put my hand up here, the exposure would change. The exposure would totally change, and it drives me nuts. And also the whole moving around, the Logitech's built-in autofocus sucks. So I keep it on manual focus. It's the only thing I do in manual focus. Is this how to do it in Streamlabs or OBS? Both, I think. I use Streamlabs, but I mean, Streamlabs is OBS with just some extra bells and whistles. So say that first part one more time. I'm recording now. All right. Step 1, in your sources, double click on video capture device. When that pop-up opens up, hit configure video. Forgot to put my phone on do not disturb. And then when that pop-up pops up, when the video settings opens up, you want to uncheck any of the auto boxes that are checked, and then tweak your settings the way you like them, and you should be good to go. That's it. And then hit apply and hit OK, and you'll be done. That's it. So there you go. I don't hate you. Not at all. Oh, guys, I think it's been a crazy day. The kid being at home has just thrown me off. See, here's what happens is my car is old. My car is very, very old. It's got like 200, I think it's approaching 240,000 miles on it. And it needed a bunch of stuff. Like, I needed new tires. It was just time for new tires. I needed, my sway bar bushings were like cracked and about to fall off. I needed those to get replaced. I needed the alignment because of the whole sway bar issue. I needed a transmission flush. I needed a new drive belt. Whole bunch of stuff I needed. And so I had been waiting for like months. I've been waiting for months to get my car into the shop because I was waiting on a specific guy to become available. And he was finally available. I dropped my car off last night, but that means I didn't have a way to get Kaylin to daycare. And so I've been at home. And it's been an interesting day because she doesn't like to let me work. So she's taking a nap now, which was just a struggle. It was like, that was a struggle bus getting her down. That was bad. That was bad. Hey, Jay, sorry I'm late, brother. All good, Michael Fire Jr. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I know you're busy. You got like 87 videos you're trying to get done. I get it. Just talked to the garage, waiting for the timing chain to be fixed. Woo! What year? My non-traditional life? It's a 2011 Ford Focus SES. That is my vehicle. That is my baby. She's lasted me for many, many miles. Many, many miles. So, sorry I'm on mobile, can't tag. I understand. Unfortunately, apps that rule, his video did not have the desired effect. Old car, laptop, and what else? May I take nap? You may take nap. You may. You have my permission to take a nap. But don't you stream in like 17 minutes? Let's see. What else is old? This little dude's old. This is the Canon PowerShot SX510HS. This is my little point and shoot that I never use anymore, but it's cool. Look at this. Like, this is the cool part about this. Does it turn on? It turns on. That's good. So there's no memory card in it. But look at this. Watch this. 30 times optical zoom. 30 times. I think it goes from like, I don't know, it goes from like 24 to, what's 20? Somebody do math for me. 24 times 30. What was that, 720 or something like that? That could be wrong. That could be very wrong. But what's 24 times 30? Let's find out. It has bushy eyebrows. Yeah, it's got little mini Rycoat windjammer things on them. Those things are great. 24 times 30. Where's my calculator? $24 times 30. Yeah, 720. Holy crap, I was right. So yeah, that camera has an optical zoom, not electronic, optical, which means you don't lose video quality. It can go from 24 millimeters to 720 millimeters. That thing is a beast. But I never have any reason to use it. So, Jay, you get a haircut? I did get a haircut. I cut my hair on Sunday. I got my hair cut on Sunday. So, I had a wedding to go to. I had a fro going on. It just wasn't going to do. So, while Kaylin was taking a nap, I broke out the clippers and I didn't screw it up this time, which is why my head's not completely shaved. But, because that's usually what happens. That's usually what happens. I got 15 minutes left, guys. 15 minutes left. We were talking. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We were talking about video editing. I asked for what your biggest struggles were with video editing, and a lot of you gave me answers that are things like that are hardware specific. That are hardware specific. You know, the things that are holding you back. That, you know, without spending money. So let me try and re-ask the question in a different way. What's the rush? Kids are already home. I mean, I guess I could go longer. I have a video to edit, though. I've been trying to get this thing out. So, Hoosier back outdoors. What's going on? Nice haircut. Thank you very much. Plus, I don't want to step on Tammy's toes. She's going live in like 13 minutes. So, I got in trouble for not noticing a haircut for 4 days, but I noticed that he didn't mention anything about my... Nice. My biggest struggle is patience. I just want that shit done. Michael doesn't enjoy editing. He just wants to film and pay somebody to edit for him. So yeah, from a skills perspective, let's talk editing skills, editing process. What is your biggest struggle? That's the question that I'm looking to have answered. What is your biggest struggle when it comes to editing from the perspective of skills and and all that stuff? Mine is more of a storytelling issue. I need to find a way to stop doing just talking head videos. Well, the thing is, my non-traditional life is story. Here's the thing about being an editor. Like, as an editor, if you're looking from a more professional standpoint, as an editor, you are the last line of defense between a crappy story and a good story. Like, really. Like, you are, in essence, the storyteller. Sure, somebody else wrote the script, somebody else had the vision, somebody else shot the thing, but those are just the pieces of the puzzle. As the editor, you're in charge of putting that puzzle together and making that story what it is. Like, that is that. And you can add, I was actually just in, you guys have probably heard of Story Greenlight, Jeff Barch, who's an amazing, amazing editor. He works on like things out in Los Angeles. Like, he's one of the editors on American Ninja Warrior. He's worked on a whole bunch of like Hollywood projects, and he's absolutely amazing. And he's all about story. And I'm part of his mailing list. So I was actually on a video call with him not too long ago, and he was asking the same question, like, what are you having trouble with? And mine actually came with, when it came to doing like product reviews, like how do you add story to a product review? But the thing is, like, you can, even if it's just a talking head video, you can still have story, which is why in my tutorials, I go into a little bit of like, here's the situation where you might use this, or this is a struggle that I've had for a while. I try and add story to my tutorials, and I try and, add them to my vlogs, obviously, but you can do it with talking head videos. Talking head videos is actually easy. You can tell a story. So, no, we blame the Game of Thrones editors for the final season. Yeah, 100%. I still haven't seen one episode of the last season, so but I've heard things. I mean, at this point, it's impossible not to hear things, so I get it, which is fine. I'm still going to enjoy it. People are all like worried about spoilers, and I'm like, whatever. Like, one, I've got the brain of a gnat. Like, I'm going to forget any spoiler that comes along. Like, I'm going to forget. And even if I don't forget it, when I actually get around to watching it, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, this is supposed to happen in this episode. Like, is this where it happens? Is this, like, the anticipation is not lost on me. Knowing what's going to happen doesn't affect me enjoying something at all. This is a total just random rant about that. So there you go. That's that's my thing. That's my thing, is like, I don't care about spoilers. You can spoil it for me all you want. I'll make fun. Like, I'll make fun, and I'll be like, you spoiled. So I think I did that with Panetta at one point, but like, it's whatever. Like, the spoiler that Panetta put out in our little group chat, I've already forgotten. Case in point. So, great stream, Drake. Great to listen to while ironing. Nice. Off to make lunch. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Chandra Pivo. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Graphic overlays, I suck at them. Graphic overlays, I'll tell you what, it's too bad you were late. There's a website that I go to get some graphic overlays that make it super easy. I mean, free ones they're not the best, but there's actually some pretty good ones. The dust that I have over my logo, I was just telling the rest of the class that I went to this website called Videvo. I think it's videvo.com, and it has a whole bunch of graphic overlays that I just download, and then I just put them on top of the footage and change. I guess in Premiere, it's the blend mode. It's the composition in DaVinci Resolve, but you change it to add or overlay or whatever, and it works out. So, Um, Oh my God, so many. Oh, there's so much chat. Mine is still my body, so my hardware can't be changed. There you go. Graphic over. I already told you. I'm not a writer. I see everything as shots. I'm the same way. I can think of a bunch of shots, but I have trouble stringing them together ahead of time in a storyboard. Ooh, yeah. The only thing I can say to that is it's practice. It's all practice. I think like having the shell of a story really, really helps. Like that was kind of my problem for a long time. Like I used to tell people I see in vlog, like as I'm going down, and I've always been like this. I just never knew what it was. But like I used to do this thing where like I'd be driving or I'd be riding in a car and I'd be in the back seat and I'd be like, wow, this would be a great shot for a music video. You know, like it would just click in my head. It's like I was always meant to be doing this. I wish I would have listened to that a long time ago. But yeah, I see in shots too. And it really took a practice. Like I had to really practice like planning things out. Like what's the story going to be in this video? What is the plan for this video? And then I can actually, and then still even it doesn't get all the way there. Like that's something I'm still practicing and it takes a while. So, where are we? People have too much time. Agreed. I don't use boiler is you never have to worry about that. I don't understand. No use spoiling something I'll never have time to watch. Dressed but need to find my horrible socks and I'm hungry. Think. I have time in 5 minutes? You're going live in 5 minutes. I know that much. 6 minutes maybe. 6 minutes maybe. It is about 5 minutes till the end of the stream, guys. This has been a good one, though. I like this. This was a really good conversation. I'm going to take another peek at the forum and see if anybody asked me anything new. I don't think anybody has. Let's refresh this real quick. I'm singing about what I'm doing. And I'm checking my form. Nope. No new questions. All good. Now I've lost my chat. I've lost my chat. Guys, we got 5 minutes left. This has been a lot of fun. Again, like I said, I got a video coming out Friday that I'm really excited about. This one, if you're interested in color grading and you have trouble getting good skin tones, like you're going to be really, really excited about this. This is going to be a really good one. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure how to do, I'm going to be doing this in DaVinci. I'm not sure how to do it in Premiere or anywhere else, but hopefully there's a way. I'm sure there is, at least in Premiere. Yeah. Kaylin is officially yelling at me saying she needs to go potty, which means she got out of bed, which I told her not to do. She's wearing a diaper. Anyway, I just realized I got to take my garbage out. Something is dying in here. It smells like God help me, please. Oh, man. All right, guys. I've seen bits. It's epic. Yeah, exactly. See, Michael's seen it. It's cool. It's basically a way to get perfect skin tones and maintain those skin tones no matter what grade you throw on your footage. That's the essential. That's essentially what this whole thing is about. So, in the meantime, guys, if you want to be a contributing member to this stream, to this channel, help me ensure that I'm doing this for as long as I possibly can. There are a few ways you can do that. There is a link in the description to make a one-time donation to my channel. There's also Patreon. There's merch. There's my 2019 Let's Pack. There's all sorts of fun stuff. So all sorts of fun goodies. Nomad Unbroken says, Jay Lippman, add the word chat to your title in your live stream, it'll help. Nomad Unbroken, thank you for thank you for the advice. I will take you up on that. Or I will definitely keep that in mind. Anyway, guys, it's been a blast. I still got 3 minutes to kill. So, like, if you got any last minute questions, quick fire question time. 3 minutes to go. Throw it in there. We got 3 minutes for some quick, 2 minutes for some quick fire questions. We got 2 minutes. Yeah, I've got a lot of really, really cool stuff coming down the pike, guys. A lot of really cool stuff coming down the pike. Been planning a lot. I've been working a lot on planning videos. Been using a tool called Morning Fame, which is absolutely fantastic for doing SEO and all that stuff. It's like $12.50 a month to get unlimited access, and it's 100% worth it. So I've been doing that. So that, no questions, none whatsoever. Have an awesome day. Nomad Unbroken, Zombie Town USA says cheers all. Guys, I guess that's I guess people are leaving. And there we go. All right, guys, 2:59. I'm going to call it. Have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I love you to pieces. And I will talk to you later. Do you hear the kid? Can you hear her? Because that's intense. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. See ya.